Hi Divine Rebels and Divine Rebel Youngbloods, and to everyone coming through the channel for the first time, hey! Yes, we are having another pick a card reading. I'm Bohemia with Bohemian Stars and Ocean Heart Readings, and today we're going to do a potluck style video. So potluck style is when I take these big mix of cards. The tote is so big, I can't even show y'all right now. It's basically a huge bag full of all a mix of tarot cards. So when you do these readings, it is sometimes hard if you're doing a lot of readings to put all the diverse decks back into their cases, especially when you have a little baby who will pull them out and mix them all up anyways. So I have tons of decks, especially being on the road mixed. We've moved on from our little bag, which y'all were dying at, to like an entire canvas bag over here of mixed cards, and there's more. So we're gonna go ahead and pull those out. Who knows which decks you will have in your unique reading. And today's topic of the day is going to be how you really feel though. Like we know how you say you feel, we know how you argue to your readers in the comments how you feel, we know how you think you feel, but what is, you know, the truth, some emotional honesty with yourself. Okay, so we're on Cancer moon right now. It's making aspects to Mercury and Scorpio, Venus and Scorpio, Neptune and Pisces. Okay, it's gonna be making aspects to Pluto and Saturn and Capricorn, North Node and Cancer. So let's just see, how do we really feel though, with some truth that we can get into. All right, so it's been raining, it's a little cloudy and overcast, so this is the natural lighting we have. Very, you know, moody Cancer. Cozy up, cuddle up, and let's get into the reading. So for option number one, we have Merlinite. It's a tumbled stone that has a very blue-gray, very like the clouds right now, pewter periwinkle blue-gray on it with some black marbling. Option number two, we have our Amethyst Slice. Okay, looking like a slice. Number three, we have a Labradorite Slice. I don't know if we can get any flash, or there we go, I can see it over here. I don't know if you'll be able to see any flash from it. It has a rough side as well. And number four, we have this tree crystal. See how it looks like tree bark? Real crystal, you guys. So those are the options. One is Merlinite, two Amethyst Slice, three Labradorite Slice, and four our tree crystal. Go ahead and pick your options and we'll get into the potluck, okay? Or as I also call it, the everything soup tarot reading. Here we go. All right, for those of you that chose number one, you're gonna hear me scruffling around down here, and we're gonna see, we're just gonna throw out some cards from your soup, okay? What are your messages about how you really feeling though? Okay, how you really feeling though? Really forever? Okay, here we go. We have the Three of Cups, joy, Mercury in Cancer. We have Qigong, which says be light of heart. Okay, a little theme going here. We have the Page of Wands, the home of fire. We have love from the suit of grace. Number 42 could be significant, or the number 6, 4 or 2. We have the Mystic Circle. Your abilities will be enhanced. Karma reversed. That's like the judgment card from that deck. We have safe travel, which has been turned in all different ways. The compass looking for its way here. And I'll look in a minute. I'll have to stand up to see if we're in view. Prince, and we have the light attribute, romantic charm and potential for power. And we have the star reversed, okay? Wow, look at y'all with the good vibes. Okay, okay. Let's see, we can get you a little bit more insight. We'll just have to scoop these. Make sure we can see all this juicy goodness here. Okay. So the messages for you, number ones that chose the Merlinite, very magical indeed here. How you really feeling? I feel like you're feeling good. You're feeling good. You're feeling love vibes, okay? And it's so interesting because some people might be mad about that. No, I'm not I ain't feeling no love. Right? That's not what I'm feeling. But this situation, whatever is going on with you, there's some charm and some love. There's some forgiveness that you want to dish out. There's some passion in a good way, some connectivity. Some of you aren't used to that. Okay, you're used to, maybe you want to get something from a person of interest, but it might not be so many feelings like you got now. Okay, you could be a little bit more caught up than you expect. And I'm gonna, spoiler alert, this feeling is gonna keep growing. Okay, we have your abilities will be enhanced. So something about this connection is really making love just ignite in you. Okay, look at behind the back. This person's trying to be behind the back, some flowers blossoming like the bouquet in Lenormand. You just want to offer something, offer some connection. Some of you are wanting someone out of the friend zone. We have the Three of Cups and the Star reversed. Some of you like, I don't care what the rules are supposed to be. All of a sudden, I got feelings. I got the feeling, and it's love is coming in. And you want to keep it light. You want to keep it social. You want to keep it in a good way, okay? You want to keep it, you know, keep it fresh. But it's a little hard because you're pretty serious. Like, you're really, you know, you're catching something over here. So I feel like this could be very strange for you guys. Maybe you're at a distance from this person. Maybe you feel like there's not reason to be feeling this way. This could be someone who's outside of your soul group. So it's some of you are, it's like you're trying to make a new soulmate connection. Maybe you haven't fully connected with this person's soul that often or that much, and you're trying to grow it. You're like, okay, we didn't have anything in writing, but I want to make a connection now. Some of you are wanting to transform a relationship that has certain dynamics into a little new state of mind over here, okay? Wanting to do an offer with somebody. And for some of you, that could be why you're feeling angry or frustrated. If you feel like that's not going to be received, the other person doesn't want that, there's been some setback, or just that you feel a little bit out of control with this dynamic, with how, you know, warm and fuzzy that you're feeling. I see Aries, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Libra, Sagittarius, and I do feel an Earth vibe and a Leo vibe for some of you, okay? We have Mercury and Cancer here on this card. Potential for power. So some of you, I will caution, some of you do have this feeling that if you don't get the result that you want from this person in love, that it's like, oh, my joys will go sour, and then you're just going to try to make a power move in this situation. Maybe you'll decide not to be friends with this person anymore, or kind of bring down judgment on them in some way, or feel like there could be a projection of feelings. Okay, some of you might have Venus in fire, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, and so you might feel like, well, if I don't get what I want, like there's going to be consequences. Okay, there's Venus in Libra, Gemini, possible as well, Aquarius as well. And so basically what I'm feeling to tell you is, remember, your emotions and your feelings are about yourself, okay? Even though you might feel like you want to prescribe certain dynamics on this encounter and this interaction, your feelings are about what you feel, okay? They're not, I mean, it's an internal process. It has nothing to do in a way with the other person. Like, they're reading their own book, and let's say they have a book about success and becoming successful after going through a hard time with some dynamics of family and taking care of their family, and your book for your life is all about romance, trying to find your soulmate. So just because your book all of a sudden says, oh, look at that character over there, I want to go into that, doesn't mean that you can suddenly hijack their story and put them through all this romantic novel and decide that that's what you want to do, right? That's not how it always works. So I do feel like for some of you, you're feeling frustrated, or risking accumulating some negative karma or energy, or maybe not wanting to be friends with someone or connect with them because you're deciding that you want the relationship to be a different dynamic, and that might not be what they're receptive to. They might not want that connection. They might want something different, okay? There could be an Aries Libra polarity here in this connection. Sag Gemini, something like that going on. Okay, so that is some information. It's great to feel so warm and fuzzy and have like this, wow, but I feel love, I feel open, I feel these kind of ways because of this person. But it's like kind of half feelings will travel. Sometimes you have to just take that experience and not feel like there's ownership over that person that's gained. Okay, because look at this person, they're feeling love and they're just up there feeling it. They're not over trying to change someone or something like that. Okay, so I would say evaluate your expectations, because that love can turn into some bitterness and some negativity that's already kind of residual there. If you feel like, well, it's this time frame, I know that you're this, so you should be doing that, and all these kind of things, right? Because that might not be their story, that might not be their feelings, their intent, that kind of thing. Okay, because the initial feeling is beautiful. The initial emotions there, you know, for you, they are very pure. They are feeling like Cupid. They are feeling joyful and lighthearted. So you don't want to sour those. And it's not really about the other person's reaction in some ways. It's more about how you decide to maintain love, or if you decide to kind of throw that out and go into like this power struggle of what you want. Okay, so overall, a little balance, beautiful love feelings, beautiful emotions there, and also some fieriness, some learning of boundaries, some kind of resentments and things like that too. You know, a whole full bit of energies here, some mystical connections. Whether or not this person is receptive, it's showing that it's more about your growth, your emotional growth. Okay, at this time, and kind of like a moon Pluto aspect. Some of you might have Pluto in a water sign or water house, or in connection with the moon, or your synastry, your chart with their chart has something like that. Your astrology could come up. There could be some buffers in your astrology, some good contacts that feel like make you feel seen and known, but some contacts also that are like, nah. Okay, so I think a lot of this is a learning experience, but it's good that you can feel good vibes. Just pay a little attention how you utilize them, so you can keep it on a good feeling. And again, that's an internal process, not by controlling their actions, and not kind of sour it so that you're suddenly low-key holding karma against this person and kind of ruining the good chemistry that was there before you even realize that that's what's going on. And it's like a subconscious pushing away of this person, and then like making yourself not get what you were trying to call in with all of this good feeling. All right, so that's what I see for you, number one. So please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one. All right, for those of you that chose number 2 with the Amethyst Slice, let me get down here into our big bag. Who knows what we'll get? How they really feel though. How does number 2 really feel though? Let's pull some cards out for you. It can be all different kind of decks, all different kind of styles over here. Let's see what it is. All right, let's see what we got here. We have 9 of Wands reverse. We have the Wheel of Fortune. We have Malachite reverse, nature and heart chakra. How you really feel though? We got, that was something else. We have truth. 8 of spades, cave, sanctuary. Temperance reversed. Y'all got a lot of cards. Hope. The ship. Share. Put this over here, and it's up to you. Let me see if we got this all in the frame here. Maybe not, maybe not. Pack it up, pack it in. All right, so you got Lenormand, you got Cartomancy, you got Oracle, you got Tarot. Yes, all these different cards. Okay. We have fire sign Sagittarius and the sign of Jupiter. We have moon in Sagittarius as well. Keywords of resilience. How are you feeling? You guys are really on that energy where you don't know whether to be hopeful, whether to just throw in the towel, like what should be done, what needs to be done, what's the secret recipe. And then it's kind of hard because the universe is like, well, it's up to you. And you're like, what does it mean? What's it mean, precious? A lot of Sagittarian energy. We have travel with the ship. We have hope, which is a very Sagittarian thing. That puppy, Mercury and Sagittarius back there. Moon and Sag. This is Jupiter, ruler of Sag. And we have Temperance, which is the Sagittarius card. So definitely y'all can be Sagittarians, or have strong 9th house placements, or maybe the Jupiter in Sagittarius transit's very strong for you. But there's this fear. It's a very strange thing when you meet Sagittarians who are afraid to travel, who have like fears of going overseas, of expanding, of trying new things, because it's kind of anti-Sagittarius in a way, right? The opposite of what we would expect. There could be some Leos as well. And so there's this constriction in the heart chakra that's going up, where you're afraid to open up, move forward, trust people, and let them into your, you know, private places, and to expand into the unknown that is them. Like, what would that mean? Because look at this ship, is 10 of spades on it, right? So this fear of what would happen if you opened up. What would happen if you connected with somebody, if you decided to let go? Because right now you guys are feeling like, no, to feel too much, to get too much in my feels, that's like death. I ain't trying to do that. So it's like, unless something is super positive and upbeat, you might not want to hear it, even if it's the truth. Like, it's, and yeah, there's this you know, I think a lot of you have been through a lot, okay? So it's not that you always have positive feelings. It's just that fear of like, what if I cycle down again? What if things get bad again? What if things don't stay good? What if things don't stay upbeat? What if I hear something I don't want to hear? Okay, but then the other part of yourself the other part of yourself is really warring with it, because the other part of you is like, no, I want the truth. I want the truth so bad. I want to grow. I want to share. I want to connect with people, right? When you share, everyone feels happy. And so basically right now, how you really feel about this person or situation, or just in general, it's kind of a mixed bag. The Wheel of Fortune, you're feeling cycle and turn, you know, all the way around. Depending on, I think Witchy Pup picked this option, you guys. I think she's relating, hashtag relatable. Depending on what your woundedness is doing, depending on, you know, what your fears are doing at the moment, you could be the most open book and really share and really just put all your hopes and dreams, and, you know, I want to travel, I want to connect with you, I want to be open, let's try it, let's do it. And then the next minute it's tail between the legs. Wait, I didn't want to hear that. I didn't want to have to grow. I'm going to close down my heart chakra. I'm going to pull away from you, and it's going back into fears. It's turning yeses into nos, and it's changing the vibration. So more than you guys realize, the energy of this relationship really hinges on how you're feeling, okay? You might not recognize how your energy affects what goes on with you. Maybe in the past you didn't have any choice, things just happened to you a lot, you know, you didn't have a choice of how you were brought up or different things, and so you might still carry that and feel like, well, you're just looking for refuge from the world, and you're just not trying to have any negativity and this and that. But you might not look at how your behavior can affect the situation, how when you close down, or when you're only like, you can be thinking about how you feel and not wanting to have pain and hurt and negativity so much that you withdraw from the other person, that you make the other person feel isolated, that you make them feel like they're not seen or heard, or that, you know, that they're too negative, that their problems are nothing. So ironically, and trying to protect yourself from feeling these scary, tough things, you can create those situations for others where they then feel vulnerable and left out in the cold, or where there's just not enough space to be happy and joyful and honest, because of trying to not trigger situations, okay? So more balance, I would say, is needed. A lot of you are probably very, very, very much working on this. You might go from feeling like you're way too open to feeling like you're way too closed down, and you have to kind of try to find the mix. So Temperance reverse says we don't feel like we're balanced between our different sides right now, and that could be a bit of the balance. Some of you have, like, I'm seeing like Sagittarius, maybe some Aries, Aquarius placements, Gemini, Leo. So it can be kind of hard to find a way Like, I think you guys don't really want to be disliked. You don't want to be left out. You want to join in. We have the number 3 here, but then at the same time we have a 9 and we have a 10. So it's like on one side, for those of you who do numerology, it's like this 3 energy, this 6 energy. But then on this other side, it's like a 10, which is a 1 or a 9 energy. You know, so should I be alone? Should I just seek for wisdom? Should I, you know, hold myself away and just do everything on my own? Or should I really trust that if I join in with others, that I can be a real participant and not be too excluded, and I can be, you know, counted? And it's very interesting that with puppy and baby, everything that happens for a reason, right? Witchy Pup has Mars in Aquarius, Mercury in Sagittarius, but so often with those aspects she will act out of character and make herself have to be kind of, you know, like have a little time out or something, instead of being joined in times where we want to play and connect with her, because she'll be so focused on what she wants or what she thinks she needs that it becomes very selfish, and she'll get very loud and very barking and very, you know, like those kind of things. And it's like, you can't, if someone's only focused on what they want, even if it's because they're concerned that they don't get something like, oh, food or whatever it is, right? That tunnel vision can actually create the distance that we don't want from someone. So then when someone was trying to join into you and make you part of the party, if there was some patience there's, you know what I mean, she makes it so that then she has to go and have a little time to herself and calm down instead of just joining in, right? And you have to restart that process, right? That harsh truth comes in. So I think what happens is you guys can have a beautiful energy, really be open-hearted, but then when people have to put some boundaries, or when things don't go towards your plan because you spend so much internal time focusing on that and you try to force that, it's like there needs to be more sharing, there needs to be more reciprocity, there needs to be room for the other person in the relationship, because otherwise your fears take up all the space, right? And that's all that can be heard is your needs, wants, and fears, and that doesn't feel like there's room for the other person, and it makes the heart chakra close down, and then no one feels heard or loved. And then it's like harsh truths have to come out, and distance and space is how situations are handled. Okay, so you do have much more space, and just like with Witchy Pup, she has a hard time hearing that. She doesn't want to hear it sometimes, and it's like literally we're trying. Oh baby, is that so funny? Sorry y'all. I mean, not sorry for the happiness of my child nor her being in the video, but that one was just a little high pitched. But yeah, so just like with Puppy, it's like, okay, we're literally trying to play with you and I'm trying to get your snacks out, but if you're gonna, you know, get barky and nippy and ornery and all this, like now you have to go and chill, and now I'm not gonna give you this snack because you're misbehaving. So it's not that you guys can't have happy and joy and love at all, and it's not that you don't have the right to tend to the wounds and the fears and things that you've gone through. There's just a balance. There's some, right now there's kind of a disconnect in how to heal that dynamic. Okay, so learning that you don't have to compartmentalize, learning the right times to communicate about them, learning to hear the truth when others are reflecting it back to you, and to not be upset or to use external things as reasons why not to work on that internal what is it called, constant, will really help you get some breath and open up this heart space more, because you guys have so much love to give. I feel like you are probably very funny, very joyous, like you really do want to just live a good life and just be happy, but sometimes that real happiness takes work. Okay, and I feel like you guys are definitely up to the task. It's up to you, and I don't want you to get discouraged and think that like, oh, you're not loved, or you know, you're not appreciated. There's just a bit more dialogue when it comes to peopling and connecting that needs to go on. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing for you for number 2. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one. All right, for those of you that chose number 3 with the Labradorite, how you really feel though. I want to see how you're feeling, little advice, how it's affecting current situations. So we're gonna dig down deep into this bag here and go real deep for your cards and pull out all different cards. We have all different systems. Oh, y'all got some Loteria, we have some tarot up here, we got some oracle. Let's see. Yes, oh, you guys have some of my oracle in the making that is not so far done. I dropped one here. Okay, We're gonna go and see what you got. I gotta stand up so I can try to get it into the view. We have the Knight of Pentacles, the methodical approach. We have the Seven of Swords reverse, escape, Moon, and Aquarius. Some of you could have Aquarius, you could have Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, especially Virgo. Let's see what we have. The Star reverse, definitely Aquarius energy. You guys got some big cards. All right, there could be Sagittarius, as well as Labradorite is a Sagittarian stone. We have the Owl, wise seeing, wise action. So some Scorpio and Capricorn. Sorry, I'm trying to do like the biggest cards. Yeah, Scorpio, I knew it. I felt it. In the Raven, darkness looms on the horizon. We have passion, so some fire sign energy. My kitty cat, or this kitty cat, but my bunny had the same name Ember as that kitty cat does in the oracle. So we have a lot of signs here. We have some Aries, again Taurus energy. We have Leo and Sag. Lavender reversed, that's from my oracle. We have a Lamb, so again Virgo energy and Gemini. We have soulmates reversed. We have Justice kind of on its side, so we'll put it like that. No, it's a little wonkish. Peacock, y'all got so much energy here. Let's see, for Loteria we have El Twitter reversed. Look at all these birds trying to give some messages over here. We have the Seven of Swords, making sure it sneaks in under the wire, and we have this card is meant to represent Lakshmi, so it's not completed yet. I'm going to put it up here, but also that energy. Some more, again we said fire signs, so some Sagittarius, Libra, and Taurus. Okay, so this is what we have. Everything in view. Let me see, is everything in view? all right. How you really feel though? Y'all got a lot of feelings. You have a lot of deep, intense feelings, and you try to talk yourself out of them. And you're like, no, they're just little feelings, just, you know, whatever. I don't feel things. I just think deep thoughts and then I let it go. Just sweet little lamb over here, little wee lamb. You guys, like it says, the methodical approach. You do. It's like you have these intense feelings. You pick up huge psychic messages. We see the full moon here and the owl and the crow. You get these big insights about things. The crown chakra lit here with the peacocks. And then you're like, you just try to pretend like you didn't get all that information. Like it was no big deal. Okay, Moon of Aquarius, some of y'all have, and you just go back to feeling like, okay, well practically it doesn't make sense for me to care about this, so I'm not gonna do that. Doesn't make sense. Gotta worry about my business. Okay, gotta worry about my schooling. Gotta take care of myself. These feelings aren't paying the bills. Look at y'all. Some of y'all Taurus over here too. These feelings aren't paying the bills, so let me just, you know, whatever to these feelings. Some of you, it's a bit more polarized, and you swing back and forth between feeling very logical, making practical sense out of the situation that's going on, and then the next minute feeling like just overwhelmed, very overwhelmed about the whole interconnection to people, your passions, what you want. Is this person my soulmate? Are they not? All right, yeah, some of you feel like, you know, basically like, is this a joke? Is the universe just having a laugh on me? Like I'm just waiting for me to try to like lay a trap so I get some feels, then come over here and be like, aha, gotcha. So some of you are feeling like you're just this little lamb led to slaughter. Okay, so there's a lot of different feelings. Sometimes you feel like, haha, I have the upper hand, but the moment you don't, you're like, oh, I'm the innocent victim, the little bystander in this situation. Who could ever do that to me? Scandalous, right? So we have the Seven of Swords upright and reversed. Times where you're at fault, times when you're not. Okay, we have the two sides here. You could definitely have Gemini moon in the third house. So I think for a lot of you, there's a reason you came to this reading. It's hard for you to see how you really feel, because some of you I can see going into, you know, vengeance and just get them back, and like upset that I have to feel this way, don't want to address this situation. I feel entitled to what I want. If I feel that I want it, if I feel we're supposed to be together, it's supposed to be this way, and how should dare anybody tell me no? You know, screw fate itself. I'm gonna do what I want. I don't want spiritual guidance. You don't know. Some of you are the emotional, like, dislike dislikers and the emotional, like Twitter's reverse, you know, you'll start trolling people, talking shit if you don't hear the response you want, and the next moment you're like, oh no, we're fine, we're best friends, great message, you know. So there's a whole spectrum of feelings here. You guys might be the kind that like use your tarot and then you get mad, next minute you're trying to throw tarot across the room for saying something. So there's a lot of emotional processing that needs to happen, because what I'm seeing is like tons of compartmentalization, like all these different compartments. Again, Aquarian moon's coming up, which Aquarius compartmentalizes even more than Gemini. So in some ways it's like you address more things because there's more files than just yes or no, right? There's more than just door number 1 and door number 2 like Gemini puts everything into. But at the end of the day, you just end up with more closets filled with more stuff. Okay, we have Scorpio energy here too, again hiding the skeletons in the closet, or sitting there and brooding with them creepily but not actually fixing the issue. Okay, this hoarding energy of feelings. Some of you kind of hoard your feelings towards other people as a way of like getting back at them. Well, you don't know I can't stand you. Well, you don't know that I'm never gonna tell you I love you, right? So there's this feeling, but then, you know, when you're feeling in your other energies, maybe in your sun placement, or you're feeling better, you feel like, no, like I'm, you know, I'm a good person, I'm a great person, so why is this all happening to me? But it's because of this huge undertow of your emotions, of your feelings, of how you actually feel towards people, you know. So all of these little tactics aren't working to blow off steam. Basically, the pot's still boiling, okay, the cauldron's still boiling and steaming, the relationships are still unresolved, like everything's still up in the air and nothing is fully come around. It's like you guys will start doing deep healing on one situation and then you leave it, and then you go to the next thing, right? You start healing the pentacles kind of thing, and then you stop and you go start healing the swords kind of stuff, and you stop, and you see what I'm saying? And so then when there's this foreboding, like, okay, stuff's gonna hit the fan, you're like, I knew it, I knew this was the cosmic answer, I knew the world was against me. And really it's just like, no, pause, take a breath, all of this stuff needs to be addressed. And so I mean, I really applaud you guys for coming to an emotionally honest, you know, themed video, because I feel like that's something that's been very, very hard for you to do, because you guys have the gift of gab. Some of you are going to talk yourself out of this reading right now. You're going to be mad, you're going to say this isn't you. All right, we have the peacock here. Peacock has beautiful medicine, but with the 7 of swords, that's on some bullshit. That's where you waddle out with your tail feathers up like, that's not me, whatever, I'm perfect, my shit smells like roses, right? And so sometimes that's a reaction. So what I see is that you feel a lot, and that's something you can work with. You know, people who feel a lot, that means you could feel love, you can feel empathy, you can feel compassion, you can feel excitement. All right, you have passion here. You could feel that energy with so much things, so many things, right? But first you have to figure out what all this is. Okay, first you got to go, you can think of it as your astrology. Go to the 11th house, your friends. What do you need to resolve there? When it comes to your finances and your money, what do you need to resolve there? When it goes to, you know, how you feel about yourself, how you feel about winning awards. And it's like, I feel like all of your emotions are so intermixed with each other that they just, at any moment, anybody can trigger anything, and they can get either love that didn't really apply to them, you know, amorous, passionate, sexual feelings thrown at them, or they can get shade thrown at them that they didn't really need. Like, they didn't need it like that, you know, they didn't need it like that, because you're just over, like, bubbling and boiling. Have you seen Brave, you know, in the witch, when she keeps pouring the all the different potions in the witch's cauldron because she's trying to get back to the message she missed, and she doesn't know how to fix the problem that she caused. And so it's like the witch, like all these different messages from the witch that are in the potion bottles, they're all like popping out, popping out, popping out, popping out, and finally everything explodes, right? And then everything explodes. Okay, so that's kind of how you guys are feeling. You are like a cauldron ready to burn. Okay, so you heard baby was fit to burst too. All right, just like that what is it called, tea kettle, the teapot that's whistling, and it's just like, I've done the most. That's what the tea kettle's saying. When it gets hot, I'm doing too much. That's what the whistle means. That's y'all right now. So I would say how you feel probably has nothing to freaking do with the situation you're asking about. All right, so I did not leave out any messages from your reading. We did have arranging by Baby Magic. It's later in the day, different things have happened, but for those of you who are on number 3 with the Labradorite over here, yes, basically I feel like it would be good to just work on processing what you feel, how your feelings come up, and really look into your astrology and see, kind of go part by part through different things and unpack the different areas of life, so that there's no longer this like clash of the titans and this explosion of different feelings from different areas coming out at random times in other areas where they don't belong. You know what I mean? Like family, pent up family emotions coming out on your partner, work emotions coming out on your friend, and all those kind of things. Okay, so you feel a lot, you have a lot of space to transform into just like the biggest heart ever. Just, you know, you can feel such a spectrum of feelings, which not a lot of people can say that, or not everybody, I should say, can say that. And so it's like you have to find the blessing in that, and what can feel like the tough part right now. I don't want to say it's a curse, okay, but I can feel like a little bit of the struggle right now. Okay, so check out the Super Emotions series. We have ones for anxiety and anger already, how to transmute those emotions into our superpowers, and we will have one for sensitivity coming out soon. I'm going to try to do it under the Cancer moon, but yes, that's what I have for you guys. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one. Alright, for those of you that chose number 4 with the tree bark crystal, okay, here we go. Baby's down here making her own little potluck thing. Let's see what we got for you, how you really feel. Okay, we got a lot. Oh, I think that's about all we need, y'all. Boom, just hands in. Let's see what we got. Everybody got from this deck today the Ace of Pentacles, the Roots of the Earth. Ooh, nice. We have the suspension, she says, say, which is the Hangman reverse, water, Pisces, and Neptune energy. I'm sorry if it gets a little loud outside. It's football weekend and people just, they balling. We have the Pendragon, pure male energy reversed. We have the High Priestess. Oh, you got a lot from this deck. We have the 8 of Swords, restriction, Jupiter and Gemini. Might have to do yours in layers. Ecstasy, reverse, yielding, rapture, and bliss. How you really feel though? Okay, let's see. Threshold, 8 of Wands. Y'all about to burst. You're fit to burst. Regrets with the Ghost. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we can fit into here. Pull you back a little bit. These are some cards from one of y'all's other pick of cards, which is already up. Oh, we got another big one. We have the 4 of Pentacles reverse, Arsenal, Sun, and Capricorn. Okay. How are we gonna do this, y'all? Y'all can skip ahead a little bit if you don't want to see all this putting around. We have the 8 of Cups. I'm just going to kind of layer them in, okay? We have Sun reverse, your perseverance is rewarded. We have this card, which was from my deck I was making, Wild Heart. Rub the sleep out of your eyes, leap into your body, your life into this very day where there are 1,000 ways to know love, but it's reverse. What's going on, boo-boos? Not wanting to leap. We got the Hangman reverse. We'll put it right there. Not the right time. Okay, I'm hearing this song, I could hold you down, but it's never the right time. Okay, 9 of Cups reversed. Little sadness, little there's a lot, man, you're feeling a lot right now. We have the NASA seashell reverse, Machiavellian, walking over people to get what one wants, believing that the end justifies the means, reverse. We have 2 quote cards as well. Okay, we have one from Ralph Bunche and Thurgood Marshall, so we'll get to those quotes. Well, you know what, let's just read them now. One says, I have a bias against war, a bias for peace. I have a bias which leads me to believe that no problem of human relations is ever insoluble. And then we have the dream of America as the great melting pot has not been realized by the Negro because of his skin color. He never even made it into the pot. So these are from the African American wisdom cards. So basically, y'all are feeling like there's a lot stacked against you, you know, and that it's almost like some of you feel like you came out swinging for the fences, trying to make the best, live the best life, really go for it, do what you needed to do. Look at all these feelings. Look at all these feelings. You feel so much. And it's like, again, you guys might be asking about the tree, right? You came to this reading, how do I feel about this situation? And we get the whole forest, okay? Because it's kind of like when you have an interaction. Let's use racism. Let's take a small example, okay? And let's say that there's a microaggression at work, and something that is not okay happens, and you try to explain your feeling about that, about having to suffer racism or sexism or homophobia, something that is, it's like, it's hard because it's like a shirt unraveling when you pull the string, because it's tied to so much of why that's not okay, and how it builds into your everyday life, and how it just feels like everything's stacked against you till you can't breathe, right? And a lot of you, whatever the situation is, whether it's trying to get your sexual health, I'm seeing for some of you balanced, trying to have equal rights and equal pay, whatever it is, it's like you just feel like a lot has been so stacked against you your whole life. And it's just like you could just explode. You don't know whether to cry. You don't know whether to go bad guy on it and just like, screw it, let me just chill in like a villain then. Like you have regrets, you have things that aren't your fault, things that are, and it's like it's so much that sometimes you don't even know what to feel. You don't even know, should you just ignore it all? Should you address it all? Should you cry and stay home and just sit in the corner? Should you go out and take on the whole world and go to battle? Like, what do you do? What do you do? And I think a lot of you feel like no matter what you do, it's always at the wrong time. Feelings come out at the wrong time. You're like, you don't want to add more chaos and pain, but you want to address what has happened right here because it ain't working for you. Literally, the potluck reading, it says a melting pot right here. It's just like, I don't even know. It's like you melted all the crowns in the box. You don't know how to feel, what to feel, and it's just like, it's just a lot. It's a lot. And I feel like you guys are just looking for roots. You're looking for, a place to feel safe and to feel secure. You want to connect to your intuition, right? With the High Priestess, you want to just feel like, but it's almost like, can I enjoy life for a minute? Because so much of your emotions is sadness and pain, and it's like you weren't given much of a chance, or in some way, shape, or form, you were given the short end of the stick, or the rough end of the stick a lot in life. And so it's just like this matter of you're trying to regrow yourself with that Ace of Pentacles. You're trying to find your inner spiritual wisdom and your aha moments, and it just takes a lot of reprogramming, okay? And I feel like a lot of you're on that journey, and the crying and the feeling emotional and not knowing how you're feeling and being all over the place, that's okay sometimes. We don't know, like again, using the example of decolonizing and trying to reclaim ourselves in like a racist world, or, in a world that's against however we're marginalized, or even if it's just within our family group, right? Maybe you're, from privilege and things in other ways, but in your family, you were treated really badly, and it left a lot of scars and hurts and marks, or perhaps in a marriage or a relationship. And it takes a lot to learn all the right social cues to build a healthy self, a healthy emotional self. And I feel like those are the things that are coming up now. So a lot of times you might feel like, well, I'm always wrong, I always do it wrong, or I don't express it right, or people don't get me. And it's because internally you're still trying to figure out what your emotional cues are, what your emotional sharing looks like. When am I invisible? When am I not? When do I put a wall up? When do I not put a wall up? How do I explain what I truly feel, or how why I'm triggered, or what people's things and what they're doing are really affecting me? How do I adequately express, right, the whole of my being? Right now it's just kind of like a vastness. It's just like this vastness, and I feel like it doesn't feel good, because right here it's almost like a lot of this is pretty painful. It's pretty painful, and there's still an inner story that you have that's telling you that you can't get what you want, that you can't just go with your wild heart and be free and be loved and be accepted, right? The Sun reversed, there's still an emotional story that you're telling yourself that your perseverance won't be rewarded. And so with the threshold here, it says you're closer than you think. All right, maybe you're a few blowing your tops away with this Eight of Wands here, speaking your truth away from clearing the space you need to have a healthy emotional garden. Okay, a few clearing your or telling your truths away from being able to get what you want, because maybe you haven't asked for it before. For some of you, okay, you've never really said what you want. The Nine of Cups with the ecstasy, ooh, that would be nice. That'd be something nice right there to feel. Okay, I do feel with the pure masculine energy reversed, some of you have had some fears because of toxic masculinity or abuse, or just maybe feeling, you know, like you weren't able to express your masculine energy the way you want, different things like that. All right, not having healthy, safe partners or boundaries. All right. But I see the walls coming down, right? This arsenal, Four of Wands reverse, or Four of Pentacles reverse. The arsenal, but look at this person's making music. They're transmuting that, the blue hair. They're learning to communicate what they really feel in their crown chakra and their sacred space. You're learning to grow spiritually. So I feel like you guys, again, you're on the threshold. You're doing a lot better. And I don't think that you're gonna go bad. I think a lot of you are still wondering, you know, am I just gonna snap? Am I just gonna say screw it? Am I just gonna throw in the towel, say forget about it? You know, am I just gonna just do what I need to do, get what I need to get, just be scandalous? Who cares, as long as I can feel good? And maybe you slipped up on that path before, some of you. Maybe you're wondering if you should just go ahead and, you know, take a pill, take a smoke, take a drink, take a, you know, whatever it is. And so you're just like, you know, wondering, you know, how do I feel? Do I feel? Yeah. The Eight of Swords coming out of fear though. But I think you know. And I think some of that fear that's trying to be there is because you know that you're figuring it out. You're figuring it out. You really, really are. Okay, and I think that you are a lot closer to coming out of this pain, to coming into security, emotional security, coming into knowing who you are than maybe you give yourself credit for. And I think that sometimes only you really know the answer of what the right boundaries are for you. Okay, and yes, people are still going to teach you. They're going to teach you what their boundaries are. They are. And sometimes you're not going to like it. Sometimes you're going to feel like your feelings hurt because you're like, well, I gave and they didn't receive, because maybe, you know, they had boundaries about things. I do see that. All right, and you're going to learn not to, you know, pour out tons and then pull it back. Okay, we got a card up here from Baby Magic. New Moon Phase, Soul Scrying. That's reversed. You got to take those new opportunities, and it does take that soul introspection, right? But I see such wisdom here, and I see the ability to do the work that it takes. Go through all your emotional records, all of your, you know, Akashic records, your past lives, all that stuff you're doing is shifting things, it's changing things, it's helping you clarify your opinion of yourself, it's helping you clarify your opinion of what you want and don't want in relationships, it's helping you clarify your opinion of what you want and won't want in the world, don't want in the world. It really is making a big difference. Okay, it's like literally I keep getting the imagery of someone slowly shifting bricks, just moving those bricks, okay. All right, so it might feel convoluted right now, you're feeling all kinds of ways, but I think that it's good, because what I sense more than anything is that you're feeling like you want to love yourself. You want to be healthier, okay? And the awareness sucks sometimes to realize where we're at or what we're working with, but I feel that, okay? And I think that's a really good way to feel. And I feel like move towards the decisions, peoples, and situations that help you realize more and more of that self-love, and that help you move forward out of these old patterns that you're outgrowing, okay? So that's what I'm seeing for you. Number 4 is please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one.